Have you ever seen how video game splash arts are often animated? You know, that sort of movement they do where they're not fully animated, but they are kind of swishing a little bit in place. I'm going to show you how I do that, and I'm going to use this drawing as an example. Now, first things first, you need a drawing. You can make one from scratch, or you can take one you already have. I painted this first, and then I decided to animate it. So consequently, step 1, you need to split it into parts. The more parts you split it into, the more detailed the movement can be. You don't need to be as thorough as you would be for, say, a VTuber rig, but you do need to split it into every single bit that's going to move. In my case, I split the head, the neck, the torso, the hair into several pieces, the ears, the arms into 2 pieces each, and the legs. Editing Inky here, I also split the hand, the brush, the background, the foreground, so you know, there will be many things to split. It will vary from drawing to drawing. Look at your drawing and think about whether it makes sense to split it or not. The way you want to do this is that you want to crop your drawing, but even the bits that are usually covered by another bit, you want to have them filled in. For example, here's me filling the spider abdomen of this drawing, even though it doesn't show in the final painting. Why? Because when the arm moves, I want to be able to not have a gaping hole in the spider abdomen. By the end, you want your drawing in a folder split into pieces like this. Next, you're gonna want Adobe After Effects. I know. I am a massive Adobe hater. Whatever method you use, I'm gonna be doing Adobe After Effects, so if you want to follow along, you're gonna need Adobe After Effects. I care not for how you get your hands on it. See all the sentences. Piracy is okay, actually. What you do is between Adobe and yourself. Now, you're gonna want to drop all your files into Adobe After Effects. They're all gonna look somewhat like this. Lovely. Now, separate your character from your background. Select all of the pieces of the character and make a pre-composition with them. Basically, it will let you work by isolating the character and not having to deal with the background, and then it'll show up in the main composition just fine. Organize your layers. If you're smart and not a dum-dum like me, you'll name them so that they're already in order. I didn't do that, so I had to organize my layers one by one. Next, you're going to be using this thing up here. This is called the pin puppet tool. It is your best friend. But also, you're going to be linking and parenting some stuff. Any part that depends on another part's movement is going to be linked to it. So for example, if I move the neck, the head is going to go with it. So I'm going to just parent and link the head to the neck. Lovely. Same applies to the arms. If I move my shoulder, my entire arm is going to go with it. So I'm going to parent and link the furthest part of the arm to the top part of the arm. Another thing, you're going to want to move your pivot points for this. So you're going to want to go up here, click that thing, and that's going to let you move your pivot points. You're going to put the pivot point where the joint would be. So for example, the pivot point of the top of the arm is going to be the shoulder. The pivot point for the second piece of the arm is going to be the elbow. Trust, we will be using this. Now, I want the arms to swoosh around a little, so I'm going to rotate them gently. Now, here's an important thing. If you want it to loop nicely, you're going to want the same keyframe at the beginning and at the end. I'm doing 3 seconds, and I am copy-pasting this keyframe right on over to the end. This ensures that the position of everything at the end of the video is the exact same as at the beginning. This means it's going to loop seamlessly. You really want to do that. And now I'm just going to gently swish the arm to my angles of choice. This is what it looks like. other bits that don't move rotationally, such as breathing for the torso, maybe frowning a little bit for the face. Lovely. We're going to do those with the pin puppet tool. Now, the pin puppet tool basically just takes your image and makes it into a mesh. Simplifying a lot, it splits it into a bunch of little triangles, and the triangles will move in accordance to the point that is nearest to them. So, I am going to copy this keyframe at the beginning for every pin, put it at the end, and then I am just going to move it at the middle so that the abdomen becomes wider. Like if you were breathing, your chest contracts and expands. And this is what breathing looks like. I am then going to go on to do this with every piece. I'm going to do it with the chest so it breathes. I'm going to do it with the face so it moves a little and feels more natural. And I am going to do it with the hair so it swings a little. Again, you want the same keyframe at the beginning, same keyframe at the end. And just play with it, move it around a bit, see how it feels more natural. By the end, everything should come together like so. And that's it. That's how you animate your drawing. You make a very rough rig by parenting and linking things, and then the rest, you just use the pin puppet tool to make it move however feels right. It will take trial and error, but it will look very cool by the end. I don't have a good outro, but if you like what I do, I post stuff that shows you how I did stuff fairly often. And the rest of my stuff is either animations or me just talking your ear off about my characters. If you wanna tip me on coffee for some reason, you can find it right in the description. And if you wanna get a commission for a drawing of your own, you can also find that in the description. Hope you have a nice rest of your week and you enjoy yourself very, very much. Goodbye!